So based on where we currently sit, I strongly believe that the Denver Broncos will be taking a running back in the 2023 NFL Draft. Javonte Williams is coming off of a serious knee injury where he tore multiple ligaments, and according to reports that came out of the Broncos brass recently, the team is secretly really worried about his long-term outlook. This was a really serious injury, guys. If we're being honest, this is a very similar injury to the one that Teddy Bridgewater suffered with the Minnesota Vikings back in 2016. You gotta remember, Teddy's a quarterback, and it took him a year and a half to come back from his injury, and even then, his mobility was never quite the same after that. This is a very serious injury for Javonte Williams, and the Broncos have been investing resources this offseason to make sure they have an adequate insurance policy in case he doesn't return to form right away. In free agency, they signed veteran running back Samaje Perine, and they also added former Saints running back Tony Jones Jr., but he's mostly going to be a special teams addition. With Williams likely to start the season on the PUP list, currently the only other Broncos backs on the roster are Tyler Beatty, Dimaria Crockett, and Tyreek McAllister. Although the team has said that they feel like Samaje Perine could be an effective starting running back, I feel like the team would like someone who's a little bit more effective on first and second down. Since the team wants to focus on a ground and pound offense under Sean Payton, I feel that the possibility is strong that the Broncos draft a running back with one of their top picks. Due to the Russell Wilson and Sean Payton trades, the Broncos do not pick in the first or second round of this year's draft, but they do have back-to-back picks in the third round thanks to a draft day trade last season with the Indianapolis Colts. The Broncos pick 67 and 68 overall, and there's a strong chance that they could use one of those two picks on a running back. Scotty Payne of Mile High Report recently highlighted a player who could fit the bill for the Broncos if they want to go running back in the third round. And that player is Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. He's an even 6 foot and 214 pounds, and he brings a really bruising run style to his game. The Draft Network has Charbonnet ranked as their third best running back in the draft and their 71st player overall. He spent 2 seasons at Michigan before transferring to UCLA, where he became a star for their team. During his 2 seasons at UCLA, Charbonnet totaled 2,496 yards rushing, 27 rushing touchdowns, and averaged 6.3 yards per carry. That's really impressive. He also was a weapon in the passing game where he totaled 61 receptions for 518 yards. This past season, he totaled 1,359 yards, 14 touchdowns, and averaged a whopping 7 yards per carry. He also totaled 37 receptions for 321 yards. So Zach Charbonnet is a dynamic do-it-all running back, and I feel like he could come in and start for the Denver Broncos. With Javonte Williams maybe not being back to his full form all season next year, the Broncos really are going to need somebody to carry the workload. Sure, Samaje Perine will definitely be able to do a good chunk of it, but we really need some fresh legs in the building, and Zach Charbonnet could provide that. Let's listen to what NFL.com's Lance Zierlein had to say about Charbonnet. He's an upright runner with outstanding body composition and consecutive seasons of impressive production for the Bruins. Charbonnet is a bit of a long strider with slightly below average foot quickness. He's much more effective when allowed to open up and build downhill momentum. He can slip tackles in the open field, but lacks the first level wiggle to get too cute. He's inconsistent in processing defensive fronts quickly, but he can be a hammer into and through contact when he has a clear point of entry. Charbonnet is a talented third down option both as a blocker and pass catcher, so he has a similar skill set to Samaje Perine. Zierlein continues that he could be viewed as day 2 value with 3 down potential. Zach Charbonnet could be a good fit for what Sean Payton is trying to do, and he could potentially fill the Alvin Kamara role in this offense. Payton has not been opposed to using premium picks on running backs before. In fact, Alvin Kamara himself, I believe, was a 3rd round pick, so this is not out of the nature of Sean Payton at all. So I'm curious, Broncos country, how would you guys feel about Zach Charbonnet in the orange and blue? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, guys, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for continuing Broncos coverage. And for now, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.